Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Advocate Information Highway. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have two great topics for today's show, in which the first one is the Supreme Court refuses to block a vaccine mandate for New York healthcare workers that does not offer an exemption for religious reasons. Now, that's the first topic. The second topic of today's show is it's time to face the housing problem. So let's get right into the first one. And this is a doozy, but it's really important. And here's the thing. Personally, I'm glad that the Supreme Court did this. Okay? Because in my own personal opinion, people cannot use religion as their reason for not getting vaccinated. Okay? Because it's pure bullcrap. That when people want to hide behind religion for everything, bullcrap. Okay? Excuse me, am I going to take a lot of heat for this? Yeah, but it's the truth. It's pure bullcrap. Okay? You can't hide behind religion for everything. So now, here's the other thing. Okay? With this being said, right? People cannot claim religion as their reason for not getting vaccinated. Great. But that also has to go for the Hasidic community too. Okay? It doesn't go for them right now. It's like they're above the law and everything. Bull crap. You got to tell the Hasidic people your crap is not going to be tolerated. You're living on New York City government grounds. In New York City government area. Okay? You can't hide behind religion and saying, we're Hasidic, this is our community. Up you, no way. No way. This is not Jerusalem. Okay? Seriously. And let me tell you something. The Hasidic people, they're very nasty people. They are. And they go out, they commit crimes, and then when they commit a crime, they go running right back to their community saying, we're untouchable because we're on Hasidic grounds now. No, fuck you, no way. No way. Just like last year. I'll give you a perfect example. Last year, when the current mayor's office, his team, went out and they were helping to get people vaccinated and giving out information and stuff like that. His team was on the grounds within a Hasidic area, and the Hasidics were like, no, you can't close our parks down. No, we're Hasidics. We're above everybody else. And fuck that shit. No way. Okay, because last year, certain parks had to be closed down because there were certain areas that people were not wearing masks. They were not getting vaccinated. The COVID cases were through the roof and everything. And these people thought that they're above everybody else and they're better than everybody else. No, fuck you. No way. No way. Okay? Seriously. You're on New York City government grounds. That's what those grounds are. They're not Hasidic grounds. And here's the other thing. When a Hasidic goes out and commits a major crime, they go running back to their community and saying, we're untouchable now because we're on Hasidic grounds. No, you go out and you commit a freaking felony if you go out and steal something from wherever. Bullshit. You don't go running back to your community and saying, well, we're untouchable now. We can get away with everything. Fuck you. No way. No way. And the next incoming New York City mayor needs to step up to these Hasidic people and say, your crap is not going to be tolerated. Plain and simple. You're just like every other Joe and Jane schmo out there. Honestly. So whatever laws New York City has, those Hasidic people have to obey by it too. You want to claim Hasidic community? Go to fucking Jerusalem. Go live over there. Honestly. And when you go to discipline these people, they say anti-Semitic, anti-Semitic, anti-Semitic. No. No. You can't hide behind that. Okay. Now, I'm not saying to go out and beat up Jewish, Hasidic people, or, I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying to go around painting swastikas and, trashing down temples and stuff like that. No, I'm not saying that. There's a difference between anti-Semitism, okay, versus not taking the Hasidic people's crap when they hide behind everything. Okay? And as a matter of fact, last year, there was a young Hasidic kid that went around spitting on people when the COVID thing, when we had a lot of COVID cases, when we were trying to get a control over it. This young kid was spitting on people. This shit can't be tolerated because they go back and they say, we're on Hasidic grounds. Yeah, we're untouchable. Fuck you. No way. No way. No. Also last year, when the COVID cases were through the roof, and the current mayor's office, he had to close down parks and stuff like that. And, he had his team out there trying to give out information to go get vaccinated and to give out vaccines and stuff like that. When the parks had to be shut down and everything because the COVID cases were through the roof, right? These fucking Hasidics, they went around saying, no, you're on Hasidic grounds. This is Hasidic places, grounds, and you can't close our parks down. We're above everybody else. No, these people should not be allowed to get away with it either. Okay. Now, I hope our next incoming mayor has the guts enough to face these people and say to them, your shit is not going to be tolerated. You're not above the law. You're on New York City government grounds. Okay. That's it. You have to obey the law just like everybody else. And if they don't like it, if you want to claim Hasidic community or whatever, go back to fucking Jerusalem. Go over there. Go live over there. Honestly. Now, also with this part of the topic, again, I'm glad the Supreme Court did this. I'm glad they stepped up to the plate and did this. Here's the other part of the problem with this. Is there going to be a shortage of workers? Yes. For a short period of time. Okay. And if the hospital administration or their company administration, if they have a good administration, and if they have their brains out of their asses, they're going to say, listen, workers leave for multiple different reasons at all times. Okay. They die, they move, they retire, whatever. We got to replace these people that leave, that are no longer there. We got to replace them. We got to replace them fast. Okay. And then you got to tell your workers, listen, you are replaceable. Do your jobs. Otherwise, you don't have a job. You are replaceable because workers are replaceable. Okay. Now, will there be a shortage of staff in the hospitals? Yes, for a short period of time until the company or hospital administration does their job and gets other workers to take the other people's places. Yes. Will the patients suffer for a short period of time? Yes, if their healthcare workers are not there for a short period of time. Some of the, these companies some of the workers have to do double shifts or whatever the case may be to help out the patients. Does that have to be like that for a short period of time? Yes. but they'll make it happen. They'll do it. They'll get it done. But the company, the hospital administration have to pull their heads out of their asses, get their fucking asses in gear, and say, listen, we got to replace them. Let's go. Get it done. Get the job done. Plain and simple. Now, like I said, that would be for a short period of time. Let's look at the workers that are not going to go back to work because they want to hide behind religious reasons, right? Those are the ones that are going to suffer the most and for the longest. Why? Simple. They will not be able to claim unemployment. They will not be able to collect government benefits. They won't be able to pay the bills. And they can't put food on the table for their families. So who suffers the most and the longest? All because they want to claim religious reasons. Seriously. So those people are the ones that suffer the most and the longest. Plain and simple. Now let's get to the second topic. It's time to face the housing problem. Okay? We all know that there's a big housing problem throughout the whole country. Okay? There's a big homeless problem, and there's a lot of areas where they say, in our fancy schmancy area, we don't want shelters. We don't want low-income housing because it brings down the value of our homes in our fancy schmancy area. Can't have it both ways. If those same people are going to complain about it, that there's homeless people there, and they say, whoa, there's homeless people here. You got to get rid of them. Got to go put them in a shelter somewhere. You can't have it fucking both ways. One's one way, and that's it. It's either you allow low-income housing or shelters to be put into your area, right? Or got to deal with homeless people. And you keep saying, no, not in our area, not in our backyards, because it lowers the value of our fancy schmancy houses. Can't have it both ways. It's one or the other. And these are the same people that say, well, we want these homeless people out of here, but we don't want the shelters and we don't want low-income housing. We want them sent over there. Send them over there, somewhere else, over there. Can't have it both ways. Okay, it's one or the other. Now, let's also talk about another part of the problem with regards to the low-income housing. Okay, a lot of these buildings are run down, and the city agencies take 10 fucking generations to fix a goddamn building. You can't have that. You got to maintain your buildings at all given times. Okay? A lot of these low-income houses are run down, crappy looking, falling apart. You can't have that. I'm not saying it has to be built up like a palace. No. You got it, but you got to fix it, and you could do it in a cheaper fashion and still do a proper job. Okay? And you got these lowest of the low people living in there, right? In many of those places. You can't allow that. You can't allow that. They're bringing in the trash. They're making things even worse for other tenants in there. Up that. You can't allow that. You cannot allow that. Okay? And here's another thing. With the rent still going up, even in low-income housing, a lot of those people who are on government assistance can't even afford their low-income housing. You got to help them out too. Okay? You got to. And you got to maintain the building properly. You got to have proper management. Okay? And saying, listen, you guys can't do your trash inside here and all. You want to act like trash? You live out in the fucking streets. Plain and simple, done deal. Now, if you build up those buildings right, even though they're low-income housing, okay, if you do it right, guess what? Here's where everybody wins, right? You help the tenants in there to afford their house, the low-income housing. You help them out. Now, when you help maintain those buildings, okay, here's the thing. The people in the community with their houses, you're going to make them happy too, because when you maintain the low-income housing, if you make it look really nice and stuff like that, I'm not saying like a palace or anything like that. You could do it in a cheaper way, but still get her job done. Once you do that, you help build up the value of their property still too. Okay? Seriously. So everybody wins then. You can't wait 10 generations to fix fucking pipes and shit. And when ceilings are crumbling down and stuff like that. You can't wait that long. No. You gotta maintain it. And we need more low-income housing, because we have a bigger homeless problem. A lot of people lost their jobs and stuff like that. We got to have more low-income housing. We do. We need it. And again, the people in the fancy schmancy areas can't have it both ways. You want the homeless people to be housed so that way, your area is safe and everything. When the government tries to build up low-income housing in those areas, they say, no, we don't want it here. We don't want it here. That's it. No. You can't have it both ways. It's one or the other. You can't have it. So, anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. You can check out all the products that are on there. All the products that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. And you'll see some new products on there as well right now. So you guys can check that out. And I also want to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway. Then the link to there is AIHNY.com. And you guys can check out all the pages on there. And on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products and they're up for sale on there. So you guys can check that out. And also on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the links to the 2 books that I wrote, in which if you follow those links, you guys could check out both of my books. And you guys can also purchase both of my books as well. And so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.